Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So in today's video, we're going to review Tsukiha as her 5-star form, and her skills and moveset, and what I think about her.
Is she hot or not?
Well, she's got a flaming sword that's cursed, so yeah, I think she's hot. Not to mention, I'm weak for those Eastern kimonos. Anyways, she does use katana, so like most katana users, she doesn't have much physical defense, although her spirit is relatively good for magical defense. She also has high speed as well. Now her Valor Chant is very useful, especially for fire teams, although you can use it for a slash team as well. So reduces a resistance to slash and fire by 25% each, so effectively increasing her personal damage by 50%. Now these are the 3 moves I usually go with. So Howling Surge is the one you've probably seen me use in boss battles, which reduces the enemy's physical resistance by 50%. So essentially, you can deal 50% more damage, and that works with any team. So you don't have to use a fire team. You can sub her in my case, for a wind team. Now Scalding Serenades is perfect in reducing fire resistance, so 30% for the first hit, and then 15, and then 15 for a total of 60% stacked over 3 hits. And it also lasts for 3 turns, so it's quite nice in that way, and you can alternate between Scalding Serenade and Unburdened Embers. And you notice that that was the one I put on the far right move, and that one not only does 2 times L slash attack, it also guarantees a critical the following hit. So with criticals guaranteed every hit, her damage does soar quite a bit. And she does have the Conjugated Deluge, which is her XL AoE slash. Now, I would use that only if you need it for mob clearing, depending on the dungeon you use, or if you're traveling to certain areas. But otherwise, those are the 3 moves I mainly go with. So we're just going to bring up her 5-star board. And so in her 5-star, you get those 2 moves, which is the Scalding Serenade, the max version of that one, as well as the AoE. Just show you the rest of the boards. And like I said, she is a katana user as well as of the Eastern continent. So that's for her AF finisher. Now in terms of Grasta, I'm using a 20-20-30% mix, so she has 70% increased fire damage. Let's take her out for a spin. So as a solo user, her AoE is more than adequate to deal with most weaker mobs, especially even up to level 60 or so. If you're taking on level 70s and so that are resistant to slash or fire, then you're going to have a little bit of trouble. But obviously you don't usually wander into more difficult areas without a dedicated full team. Now let me just demonstrate her Unburdened Embers, and you can actually combo that not just with the Unburdened Embers the second time, but you can do Unburdened Embers first and then her Scalding Serenade or her Conjugated Deluge. So it increases the crit guarantee for any of her following moves. Now what you really want to see is how she performs as a team, especially during AF. And so we're going to take on Serene. Now for those who haven't taken on Serene, there are a series of 5 encounter battles, each one harder than the last, and Serene's weak to fire as well as wind. So this is a good test of our wind team. Now keep in mind that your results might not be the same as mine. We do have max Grasta pretty much on all of our team, as well as max manifest weapons. So I'm going to start this battle with the single culmination winds, and we're just going to do tons and tons and tons of damage. Keeping in mind that I did do Howling Surge to decrease the physical resistance by 50% for 1 turn, and obviously we're using the high wind booster to maximize the rest of the wind team. Also, her slash resistance debuff also works perfectly with Azami's Heavenly Dance. So you can see that just like that, 20 million damage, which is quite good, and that's only with a half bar. Now if you're wondering why Serene hasn't died, it's only because she has an HP stopper at 30%, so you can't end her in 1 turn. Now let's take her on with a different mechanic. So instead of using Tsukiha as her VC and using her Howling Surge, we're going to use a full dedicated wind team. And so I'm going to show you a difference of not just the damage that we can do, but also surprisingly how different synergies work. So keep in mind that being that Mariel is the fastest, we're going to switch her in just the same as before, but we're going to use Amy instead. And so Amy is a wind type character. I don't have any really powerful wind characters. And note that the high wind booster boosts her hurricane punch by 50% as well. Now, also keep in mind that Amy's VC boosts speed as well as power of the entire physical team by 30%. So note that the AF bar is charging much faster because every member of the team can act 30% faster. So keep in mind that not just damage output by doing debuffs and physical resistance debuffs make a difference. Also increasing your party's speed as well as its own power during an AF makes a huge difference in damage. Now, if you look here, 24 million damage with this team, and that's not even using Tsukiha. Where Tsukiha does really shine though, is if you use her on a dedicated fire team. So keep that in mind, that even though she wasn't a wind type character and didn't get boosted by Morgana, she is still very powerful and very versatile in a number of different situations. So, one last thing to note, she is a shadow character, so if you do need her to help you with the 120 shadow for certain dungeons, that's perfect as well. Overall, I would definitely say she is one of the must-haves, and she is a great addition to almost any team, especially a fire or slash team. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.